So in this video, we're going to go through doing some mass updates for products, specifically for e-commerce categories and product tags. So a lot of times you can go to either website, sales, but when I'm dealing with products, most of the time I go to my inventory module. Then I could go to my products and products. So by default, the parent products, if you're using product variants, is going to display in what we call Kanban view. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to want to go over to the list view, and then you can either select all of your products and say select all, or if you're only wanting to update a select variation of them, you can go through and select just those variations. So I can come over here and say, hey, I only want to work with my published products that are published on the website. So that's only 24 products. I don't need to go manipulate everything all at once. From here, you got a couple of different options. You can change product tags from this list view in bulk and right through this interface. So I can come in here and, oops, not open. I want to select a product, and then I could come in and change and say I want it to be, a block template or whatever. And I can set these product tags on a single product, or I can go through and select multiples and come in here and say, I want to add 10% off to all of these. Now you'll see that it says, hey, you're editing, you want to update this on 4 records. So it's going to say hot item, cotton cuts, and 10% off, and we'll say, okay. And it's going to make them all match. So just be careful if you're doing a bulk edit, whatever product you edit as when you're under multiple selected products, it's going to make all of the products match those exact configurations. So make sure that's the behavior that you want before you start editing, so you don't end up changing or editing some tags that you didn't intend on doing. I'll show you a little bit later how to do bulk editing and changing through spreadsheet where it won't do that. But in this interface, that's kind of the behavior. If you don't see the products tags column, I just come over here to this right-hand side and hit this drop down, and you can turn it on in this list. Here's the product tags. There's a few other things you can turn on and off to give you visibility in this view as well. So e-commerce categories is not displayed here. They're a little bit more detailed. And so I'm going to edit those through a mass update. So I'm going to select all of my products that I want to change, that I want to update. These are all my published products. And I'm going to come up here and say action, export. So the big thing you're going to make sure to do is you want to select this. I want to upload, or I want to update data, which tells the system, hey, only show me fields that I'm allowed to change or modify and to be able to update them. And it gives you a list of some default ones. So I don't need all of this. I don't care about the favorite setting. I don't need the responsible. We'll leave product tags, sales price and cost. I'm not changing. I'm not worried about e-commerce category or internal categories or unit of measures. But the one that I want to change that's not on the list is my website categories. So I can come over here and say website product category and go ahead and edit that. Okay, so from here, I'm just going to go ahead and export this list and open this up in Excel. Okay, so from here, you're going to see this list of items being exported, and we'll go into edit mode in Excel. Okay, so this header, top header is going to show, these may be some technical names. So don't worry about them. Just don't edit them, and they'll automatically match. This is just a technical name. But you can see product tags. Public category is e-commerce categories. So this is the one that we're going to be editing and modifying. So from here, I've got my tags, and you can say, well, I want to add 10% off to a couple of these other ones. I can do my comma and just do a comma separated list and go ahead and add my 10% off and say, I want to remove this one's actually not a cotton cut. It is something else, but I want to still keep it at 10% off tag. So I can go ahead and add that. And then under the public categories, you can see some of these don't have a category. So this is where we can go into our e-commerce categories list and we can look at a couple of different things. So we've got a category called Moda. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this, and I'm just going to copy it and say I want to, these items belong to, to Moda. I'm going to go grab that and drag it down to these ones. And you can also do multiples. So if I copy this, I can say I want it to be in Moda, comma, and copy my cabinets, Moda, comma, in cabinets. I can also come in here and say new collection, hot item. I want to add some new e-commerce categories as well. So I can go through and add all of these. And that's all I'm going to do for now. So you can see you could go through, you could do comma delimited lists using the name of the e-commerce categories. You can also do the same thing if I want to change and add a tag. I can come in here and just say I want to add new tag, and I'll save that. Okay, so I've made all the edits that I want. I'm going to go ahead and close this, close my export view. Now I can come over here to say favorites, import my records, load the file, load it up. Again, make sure to check for your external ID. This column, as long as you select the I want to export or I want to import products, it will automatically have this external ID. This is how the system knows not to recreate the product, but this external ID is the matcher identifier so that it knows the product already exists and not to recreate it. So that's a critical one. You have to make sure it's there. If it's not there, you're going to end up duplicating products. Okay. From there, I didn't technically change names, so you can leave it, but just in case I accidentally bump something, I'm going to remove that and remove that. The only thing I want to edit is my tags and my website categories. And I'm going to go ahead just to show you, you can do import or test. I'm just going to hit the test, and it's going to throw some errors because we created some new values. So just be careful in this one. By default, it's going to say prevent import. So if I can't find a match, it blocked it and it threw all these red errors for me. But I can change that behavior. So just really watch what it says up here. It says, hey, no matching records found for new tag on the product tags on row 13. So you can click on see possible values. It'll show you what you have. And I know that's fine. I want to create it. So it'll give you a couple options. You can skip it. You can set that value as empty. So still import the changes, but set that value as empty, i.e. remove all product tags. Skip this record, or create new ones. So I'm going to go ahead and say create new ones. I'm going to look at this one and it says website product category, new collection, hot items. Sounds great. You can click on see all possible values just to make sure that we don't have any duplicates. That looks fine. So I'm going to change it from prevent import to create new values. Again, just watch this. Make sure that these warnings, if it looks like you already have those categories or tags in the system and it's throwing a warning, that means it can't find it. So there might be a spelling error, an extra space somewhere, the capitalization doesn't match. So just be careful. If you click on create new values and it was listed as it couldn't find it, but it's in the system, it will create the new value. So just be careful with it. If it's throwing these red errors, and you say create new values, just make sure that when you're looking through your list of any of the errors that you truly want those ones created. Now I can go ahead and just click on import, and it's gone through and created those. You can see I've got my new tag over here. If I open this one up, go to my cells, I've got my desk category. I don't think we changed that one, but there is my cabinets with Moda configuration that I added. And I can't remember what the other ones we added were, but that one didn't have one. But if we go to our website, let's jump to the website module. We can go to our e-com categories. And now you can see that I've got new collection and hot items. If I open those up, you'll see I assigned 4 products to that new collection. So do note that when importing, you can't create hierarchy. So if you're creating a new product or a new category, I should say, if you want that to be a sub item, or you're going to have to go in here and say that this needs to be a sub of furnitures or whatever. You want it to be, hot items. I don't want that to have a parent, so that's just fine. But do know that when you import those, oops, I didn't actually do furniture. I did a furniture chair. So watch that as well. I only want it to be a sub of furniture. And now that is a sub of furniture. So that's some easy tools you have to be able to create categories on the fly through importing. Just again, watch your hierarchicals. You're not going to generate the hierarchy from that initial creation. You'll want to go back and update those if they need to have a hierarchy to them. Or you can create them first and then just put them in the list, and then it won't create them. It'll just link to those and set those values.